I have a very wise friend who, because of his wisdom, many seek out for advice. I'm among them. His clarity of perspective and kind but honest approach, his ever-open door, is like a lit window in the midst of a murky, dark nightscape. One is drawn to his radiant light like moths to a candle. In quiet moments, he confides to me how often he is very tired. As much as he truly loves those in his orbit, those he encounters, they who seek him, the sum of all that demand is exhausting. Everyone needs something, and so he gives and gives and gives. It brings him satisfaction, but it certainly takes a toll. There are so many stumbling about in the dark that his illumination is like a neon sign along a dark highway, drawing them in. They all show up with empty bowls for him to fill. It is the nature of givers to give. It is their gift, their calling. But no well, no matter how deep or abundant, is without limit among we, the mortal. The best of us may draw from a divine source for our inspiration, the water of that well, but we are still human, with all the inherent limitations. What are we to do when we run dry, but the bowls of the needy just keep coming? It is the mother's dilemma. The needs and demands of the children are unceasing, and in her diligent effort to accommodate, Mother gets pulled further and further and further from center. One can easily get lost this way, and many do. I've long puzzled over this conundrum. The exhaustion of the givers, the shallowing of the well continually drawn upon. What to do? My thoughts wander to Christ on this topic. He is an example of one of history's greatest and best-known givers. Not only did he give through his teachings and example, but he gave his life as the completed realization of his ministry. It was all-encompassing, his mission and his required sacrifice. Yet, an exploration of the account of his ministry, found in the Gospels, surfaces an unexpected side to this giver of all givers. Among the many accounts of aiding lepers, paralytics, the possessed, the morally compromised, all these pressing crowds of the unending needy, we read of Christ breaking away and finding solitude. He heads for the hills, disappears into the mountains, sleeps in the bow of a boat tossed by a storm. He takes regular breaks to find renewal. This great giver practiced deliberate self-care, and that is significant. We who draw from these Western traditions get lost in the pulling depths of self-sacrifice drawn from the dominant example of Christ's ultimate act. Countless sainted martyrs instruct us to do the same in our own ways, great and small. Sacrifice the self. All of this has virtue and value, but loses meaning and sustainability without balance. Christ practiced balance, and so too are we instructed. As airline safety protocol implores us, put your oxygen mask on first, before assisting others. We can't give from an empty basket. You can't aid the child next to you with their mask if you've already asphyxiated. See, the lifeguard learns to assist the drowning without being drowned. This applies to all of us givers out there. It is vital. Self-care and balanced moderation is the opposite of selfish. It's essential. Without this necessary balance, we risk embodying the opposite of our intentions. Without balance, without proper self-care, without compassion for oneself, all our well-intended virtues transform to so much poison in the form of exhaustion and building resentment. If you are compassionate to all except yourself, how long can you remain compassionate to others? Buddhism speaks to self-care similarly. and in direct terms. When watching after yourself, you watch after others. When watching after others, you watch after yourself. We are all connected, and the caregiver is deserving of care and compassion as much as those who are receiving care. It is necessary so as to maintain the ability to be caring and compassionate. Do what Jesus would do. Apply best practices from ancient wisdom and allow for time to refill the well. Make space and allow time to head for the hills when needed. Give to the giver within. With rest in its proper time, the spring can flow eternally and the well remains filled. In this way, all we who are lamps in this dark world of need can remain lit and bearing of that desperately needed light. It's necessary and so very important.